The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 251. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal woman on the show today. She is the founder and CEO of Influenshine, and she will explain a little bit more about what it is and what they do. But I'm just happy to have her on here to share her story and share her tips on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Swati Joshi. Swati, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners?
Sure. Thank you, Sheena, so much for inviting me to this podcast. And I'm very happy to come here and talk about women and self-confidence. I've discovered that the more responsibilities we take, the more confidence we develop. So a little bit about myself, Sheena, like you mentioned. So I'm the founder and CEO of Influenshine, which is a digital marketing company based in Singapore. So what I do is help businesses survive and thrive in a digital world. So things have changed a lot in the last few years with the advent of digital technologies, and businesses all over the world are trying to keep up and even compete with each other because of these technologies. So what I do is help them formulate strategies and implement strategies so that they can better use digital technology to market their business. In terms of my background, before I started Influenshine, I was a business consultant, and I have worked across the entire world. I worked in the USA, I worked in Europe, I've worked in Asia, and currently I'm based in Singapore. I've also studied in a few different colleges to get my education. Apart from that, it all started actually because I realized that I loved writing, and content marketing is quite big at the moment. So I started publishing on publications like the Huffington Post, Executive Lifestyle, and my own blog. And soon I was approached by other businesses to write for them. And that's how I realized that there's an opportunity to help businesses with what I could do, that I have a talent and I could help them. The other thing that happened is that I was pregnant with my first child, my only child, in 2015. And during that time, I really had a strong feeling that I don't want to take it easy. Not that I was taking it easy then, but I wanted to leave a stronger legacy for my child. And I decided to take control of my life, both personally and professionally. And I started Influenshine.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that story. And, it's great that you were able to create a company, based from your first child, and congrats. And what's your cultural background?
So I was born and raised in India, and that's where I did all my education. Soon after completing my master's in engineering, I was hired into Shell, and they sent me all around the world. So for the last 8 years, I've been living either in Europe or Asia, and now in Singapore. I claim to have a diverse cultural experience over the years.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Swati. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My favorite quote is, you can be whatever you want to be. You just have to put your mind to it and have a solid plan.
I love that quote because it's true, right? I mean, it starts with our belief. And when we have that belief in ourselves, then we go out there and take that action to be who we want to be, whether it's to be a singer, a dancer, an entrepreneur. We have what it takes to go out there and just live that life that we want. So I love that quote. Thanks for sharing that. And what's your definition of self-confidence?
For me, self-confidence is knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you're willing to step out of your comfort zone, you will see amazing things happening with you. And you only grow as a person when you have the courage to try something new. And like I said, the more you do things, the more confident you become. Whether you fail or succeed is a secondary matter. But you grow as a person, your confidence grows.
I love that definition. Thanks so much. And I believe that as well. Mastery is from practicing. And, the more you practice, the more you're confident you get. And the better you get at it, whatever it may be, if it's running or learning a new marketing skill, it all starts with the first step.
Absolutely.
So thanks for sharing that great definition. And Swati, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, it's funny. I mean, I was always very good academically, but I don't think many people would say that I was like an extremely confident person because I was very shy and introvert. I still am, but I think I have pushed myself hard enough, pushed my boundaries, and that has really helped me grow as a person and become more aware of not just myself but also the environment around me and people around me. So it's been a tough journey. I wouldn't say it has come naturally to me, but it has taken a bit of hard work to be where I am today.
That's great to know that, a lot of people think that they're born with confidence. I wasn't confident before either, and it took me working on myself and learning to love myself to get where I am today. So, what was that aha moment in your life when you realized, you could be the person that you are, create a successful company and, be able to work in your own schedule? Like, what was that aha moment when you realized you can do whatever you wanted to be?
Like I shared earlier, for me, the aha moment really was when I was pregnant and becoming a mother just made me feel so much more responsible, not just for myself, but for my child, for my family, for those around me, for the society. I just started thinking a lot more about that. I thought more about the impact that I was going to leave in this world. And that's why I started my business when I was pregnant. And my friends thought that I was a little crazy and they dismissed the idea when I discussed it with them. But I just kept on it, and I have learned a lot during this period. And I have grown so much personally and professionally. And I'm very happy that I took that chance, that I took the plunge, because it has been very satisfying.
That's great. And I'm glad you also took that plunge because, when you're, in business for yourself, especially when you first start, a lot of people are going to like tell you, you're nuts. What are you doing? Are you going crazy? And it's not like they're doing it to think you are crazy, but some of them do it out of love because they're worried. But, when you believe in yourself and you have a vision and you have a purpose on what you're doing, nothing can stop you. You're going to go and do it and take that action and, eventually get there. Right. So, it's
You
great.
put that very beautifully.
Oh, thank you. So I'm really glad that you took that plunge because I always believe if it's possible for one person, it's possible for anybody else. So because of that realization, what's your life been like now?
I feel much more in control of my life. Personally, professionally, socially, I feel like I'm living life on my own terms. There are challenges, sure, and it's actually much more difficult now that I have a small child and I have my own business and I have employees to pay for. I have projects and I have clients to take care of. So actually, my life is much more difficult now than it was, but it's just so much more satisfying. The challenges are part of any journey, especially an entrepreneurial journey, because it is not an easy path. But the satisfaction you get out of it is also quite immense.
Thanks. And I'm glad that you're able to you have more confidence and you're just facing challenges like left, right, and center because it just comes with the territory. Anything we do in life, challenges will always arise, and it's how we react to them and how we take action is what matters the most. So, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
I would say you have to take the plunge and try new things. You have to aim high. And it's not just about aiming high, but you also need to have a plan. You need to work hard to achieve them. I know that women who don't feel very confident and not very assured is probably because they've not had many positive experiences or experiences where they've outperformed their own expectations. But you do that by setting new goals and trying to do things which others may call crazy, and just have a solid plan and keep working at it. It will give you the motivation and you will get the confidence needed to achieve even bigger things in life.
Those are some great tips that you mentioned, so thank you so much. I'm sure the listeners loved it. And Swati, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Sure, I have social media profiles on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, and the other thing I want to mention is that I'm just finishing my book, which is going to be released very soon, and it's called Untangling the Web. It's a book on how to use digital marketing to grow your business. So that's another way of connecting with me. And I'm very happy to connect with people all around the world and have meaningful conversations socially.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Swati, you can also head on over to thetowofselfconfidence.com and search for Swati's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. I really just want to thank Swati for taking the time to share her journey and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheena, for having me.
It was an honor to have you on the show. So thanks again. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free self-talk tape for building self-confidence by visiting our website at thetowofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.